So now the session is live recorded on YouTube also, sir. So dear delegates, welcome you all for this PATS Pediatric Academy of Telangana State Financial Fitness Initiative by Team PATS 2021 and 2022 under the aegis of Dr. Surinath sir and myself, Dr. Pawan Kumar as the secretary. And director for this financial fitness program is Dr. Ajay sir. I think there are a few other key people who have joined in initiating this, like Dr. Satish Vadpalli, who is the speaker today. And we have Dr. Harish Gopal sir, who is also key coordinator for this workshop. And also I request Dr. Yashwant sir, who is the president PATS, to give his inaugural remarks. As Ajay Kumar sir is on the travel and he is out of country. So I request Dr. Yashwant Rao sir to give his inaugural remarks and start the session.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you, Pawan. You are continuing the show right from 21 onwards. You are giving knowledge, financial knowledge to all our delegates. And I've been constantly observing there are nothing less than 100 members. Our friend Satish is going to talk on smart ways to invest in Nifty. I've been seeing all the WhatsApp group gains discussing Harish Gopal giving insights regularly. Maulik Shah sir giving his tips. Then our Soren involving and guiding us. Really, it is fortunate enough that we are being tuned for the financial part. It will help us, our friends and colleagues, in a long way. Thank you, Pawan, Dr. Ajay sir, today's speaker, Dr. Satish and Harish Gopal sir, for finely tuning the program. Really wonderful program for all the pediatricians. Over to Pawan.
Thank you, sir. Now today's coordinator for the session, Dr. Harish Gopal sir, to give his inaugural remarks, and we'll start the session.
Yes, good evening all. So as you know, we have been discussing about different sessions starting from mutual funds, then various other topics. As a continuation to that, before we talk about stocks, we thought that anyway index funds were discussed. Now there's a variation for how to invest in the index funds. So Dr. Satish, who is a certified financial planner, is an expert in investing in index funds, not in a regular way. So we'll see this VIP model. So over to you, Dr. Satish sir, to entertain us.
Yeah, before Satish sir takes over, I would like to tell what are the going there. Dr. Satish Vadpalli is a very enthusiastic pediatrician. He's from Vizag and he has initiated a organization called VS FinTech. He is guiding all the pediatricians, in a safe way to invest. And today he's going to cover following details in the webinar: that smart ways to invest in Nifty, the VIP method, which we are going to see, the novel method, which is very favorite of Dr. Satish. And he's very passionate entrepreneur, I can say. He's a passion prayer. So, and he will also going to tell us why we should invest in Nifty and how can we secure our financial freedom by investing in Nifty, and how we can build a billion using Nifty VIP model. So this is all the nice things which we are going to learn. The smart Nifty is going to the caption for today's session, and I welcome. There is another dimension for Satish. He is also an author. I'm very proud to say he's one of my close friends, and he has written a first textbook in the entire state for the monetary management. He's the first author for MBA textbooks from Andhra Pradesh. I think we are very proud of you, Dr. Satish, and you have helped many investors like me and finance students by sharing your valuable insights. And today's, we will usually. This is a very valuable thing because Nifty will never become zero. That is the idea with which we are investing. That the safe and best investment strategy, which we are going to learn today from Dr. Satish Vadpalli. We really grateful from Pediatric Academy of Telangana State for sparing your valuable time in educating our, participant, the fellow pediatricians without any, underlying agenda and without having any. I think that's very good thing, taking your Sunday finance special time, which are personal time for educating our fellow pediatricians to empower them in investing process. Over to you, Satish.
Namaste to the entire audience. Sir, is my voice audible and clear? First of all, I must congratulate the PATS Association for conducting such a wonderful learning sessions for everybody. Before these sessions, our investors were like blinded by people and agents all around. I can see there's a significant change in the perspective and perception of the pediatricians and doctors in the group, which is being guided by Pawan sir, Harish sir, Chape Soren sir, Ajay sir. I'm thankful to all of them. And namaste to the audience. A warm good afternoon to all of you. I'm Dr. Satish. So I'll start sharing my screen, sir. Sir, could you confirm that my screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So thank you so very much. Besides my medical qualifications, I would like to tell you today slightly about me, just to ensure that you are listening from a good speaker. So I'm a MBA Finance from Andhra University. I got the gold medal for my research paper on modern portfolio theory. We devised portfolio management theory. I'm a registered mutual fund advisor. I'm a certified equity research analyst from NISM. And as Pawan sir said, I have authored a textbook called Monetary Management. I have been an active member of the Telangana Academy, although I'm from Vizag, but in their innovative ideas in creating change, I have been absolutely happy to be a part of the team. Thank you so very much, sir. I will just begin my session with only one question. As you can see on my desktop, we have only 4 slides to learn here. Trust me, it will be a wonderful session and you will love it. So coming on, we all know about Mahabharata, that there are so many Yodhas and so many marvelous people in Mahabharata. Can somebody tell me who was the one who drove the entire Mahabharata, like who began, who dictated which way Mahabharata was going? I leave this question open to the audience.
Sri Krishna, Vadabali. Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna.
Yeah. So very good, fantastic answer, sir.
Satish, make it
So,
full screen.
yes.
I'm seeing only, the tile view. Can you make it full screen?
So, okay, fine. Is it clear, sir?
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, Sri Krishna was the one who began it, who guided it, and actually who ended it. People may say that Arjuna was the best warrior, Yudhishthira, Karna, Duryodhana, but essentially it was driven by Sri Krishna. Now the question is, who is the driving force behind the markets or the economy? 10 seconds for the right answer. You can put your answers in the chat box. Why we are discussing this topic today is, before we invest in Nifty index funds, we must understand what drives Nifty. Who are the strongest forces of Nifty? Okay, I'm getting several answers. Investors, demand, supply, companies, performance, sentiments. Very good. Many of people have got a reasonably good understanding of how Nifty is driven. But anything else you want to add? Anybody from the group? If you understand this strongest driving force of Nifty, it will become remarkably easy for you to invest in Nifty. I can bet that compared to the SIP investment strategy in Nifty, if you understand the Nifty drivers well, you can get almost 100% higher returns in a span of 10 years and above. So I would like to break the suspense. The answer is The whole and soul of the economy, of the Nifty, of the Sensex is driven by only one person. That one person is Nirmala Sitharaman and Shaktikanta Das. Essentially, whatever happens in the market, you may blame it anything in the world, like the Ukraine war, the Russian war, the US thing, or the ups and downs of the market, or the CEOs have changed, the company has performed bad. But essentially, the driving force is the budget declared by the government, or the driving forces to boost certain sectors. I'll give a small example. In 2019, I hope you all remember, we all went significantly down in auto sector. If you all remember well, Tata Motors came to 100 rupees. Of course, in COVID, it came 60 rupees, 100 rupees. Tata Motors, 30% companies were shut down. Following that, post-COVID, in the recovery phase, Tata Motors was the first one to boom into the market. And you guess why? What changed in Tata Motors? The same Tata Motors, which was doing drastically horribly before COVID, became the hero in the movie. Very simple. The current government is looking forward to two qualities for any leader in a sector. First is reliable, credible. Second is scalable. Let us say Government of India wanted to create a huge electrical revolution in the country. Can you think of one person who is highly reliable, dependent in auto sector? The most honest auto company of the country? No doubt, it is Tata Motors. Second, if we have to roll out, yes, many people have answered, Ratan Tata. If you have to ask me that, Satish, give me one company that should be able to roll out 1 million cars, EV cars in 1 year. Who else is so capable and scalable? Ratan Tata. That's why there was a huge boost given to Tata Motors. Many people might be thinking that why couldn't Maruti come up into the picture? Maruti hasn't even rolled out their first model so far. You know why? People may say so many things. They have been lagging in the EV segment, EV structure, all this. Tata got their idea from JLR's model and all that. But essentially, the government called Tata and said, you lead the EV revolution. We will give you all the support. This is all not documented, but essentially, if equal opportunities were given to everybody, you might now be seen by almost like 5-6 companies in our EV. But currently, for the past 4 years, there's only one company in EV. Since 2020, only Tata in EV. So whatever policies that the government makes favorable, those companies boom. And whatever policies are hostile for a specific sector or segment, they squeeze out. Can somebody guess why Ford Motors went out of business despite having the big luxury segment car Endeavour, despite having the best hit EcoSport compact model? Why it went bankrupt? People may say Ford could not adjust to the Indian economics or the price sensitive markets, all these stories. But essentially, government squeezed all the foreign MNCs who were siphoning the profits out of India into their countries. They said, put a company in India, leave the money in India, don't take the profits out. That's why Ford, who did not have Ford India as a separate organization, went out of business. So the bottom line of all this explanation is you have to understand how the economics work. Very well said by Dr. Ambawani is, government gave a huge boost to Made in India projects, and that's why Made in India companies went up hugely profitable. MRF tires recently touched 1 lakh. You know why? That's the first and the best tire making company in the country, which was crushed in the previous governments. Previous governments gave a lot of liberties to foreign companies who siphoned out profits into their company, and their economies, GDPs went up and India's remained flat. So anyway, coming to the understanding how government policies dictate or help individual sectors. And once you have made up your mind which sector you want to go, how to invest in that. Today's session is only about understanding economics from the Krishna's point of view or from the Sitaraman's or the Shaktikanta Das point of view. For this, I will take you through I hope everybody can see the screen well. Can somebody post a yes in chat box?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Somehow the chat window went out somewhere. Okay, fine. I got chat window. Sir, is chat window visible to everybody? No, right? It's visible only to me.
No, sir, it's visible, sir.
It's visible, huh? Okay, fine. So here we are trying to understand the two economic drivers of economics. Pay slight attention. All the government policies, all the RBI policies, all the finance ministry policies move around only two terms: growth and economics and inflation. I'll give you a small example. People who are living in Hyderabad, they understand this better. Hyderabad or Bombay or Bangalore. Bangalore has got high growth opportunities, isn't it? You put any company, any company, industry where you have high amount of jobs. You just walk in any company, get some jobs. And you also have high inflation, which chokes them. Similarly, if you go to Vijayanagaram or possibly Warangal, you have got very low growth opportunities and very low cost of living also, which you don't want. But if you look at cities like Visakhapatnam, Indore, currently, Ahmedabad, which have got a reasonably good growth at a very controlled inflation. This is what Indian government is targeting. So a high growth at a reasonably controlled inflation. Why I'm telling you all this is, with each of these parameters, you can make a call whether to invest in Nifty index fund at this point of time or not. So let's look at this table here. It's a very simple table. This is the table which clearly shows, this is my original research paper, will be soon published in a financial journal. It's currently a part of my textbook. So in this small table, you can clearly see what happened in the 5 years and where you should have invested. Coming to 1920, I hope every one of you understand about IL&FS crisis, a big financial institution that went bankrupt because of all the corruption inside the finances, and that led to credit crunch. All the banks went bankrupt because they also put money into IL&FS. And to support the economic, and there was a decrease in GDP and a low inflation, very low inflation. To support that, government decreased repo rate and reverse repo rate. That gave a little support to low GDP. And the big move that Nirmala Sitharaman made in the past 50 years is this. She gave a corporate tax discount of nearly 10% to 15% out of 35%. Normally taxes are at 36%. This is the corporate taxes, 35%. But Sitharaman said, okay, go. Everybody, you have a tax holiday. You just need to pay 20 to 25%. So everybody got 18% concession on tax, which reflected in their balance sheets. You open 2019 market, 2019 stock market or any stock, 2019 October, there was a big jump of 20% in the entire market. People said better balance sheet, better economy, better so and so. No, It was one key decision of the Sitaraman, giving tax discount. A huge tax discount was given. And what happened subsequently? All the companies went into huge profits of nearly 18-20%. The stock market jumped by 20%. Coming to, so government thought for 1 year we'll give this tax discount and next year we'll take it off. But then in 2020, what happened? There was a huge COVID crisis. And government had to give further discounts in repo rate. And there's something called cash reserve ratio by banks. I'll tell you, when it's low, it means banks can lend more. Corporate tax cut was continued. And government started borrowing a lot of money to give a boost to economy. So economic boost is given by two things. One, you give cheap money, discount in interests and cheap banking, whatever monetary policy. And other is fiscal policy. Government spends and incomes. So fiscal policy is all about government income through taxes and expenditures in government projects. So here government gave a huge tax cut, so which led to drop in income, and government had to spend a lot of money on infra projects. So less income, more expenditure. So government went up with lot of borrowing. That gave some support to GDP. Here the point of interest is the first marker for investors should be repo rate. Whenever repo rate is low, remember it's time to invest in market. Whenever repo rate is rising, it's time to stay out of market. Especially Nifty. Whenever cash reserve ratio declines, you can see here, there's a cash reserve ratio decline, sharp decline given for 1 year window. Whenever CRR and repo rates are low, invest anywhere in the market, you'll end up in huge profits. Because I'll just explain what is CRR. CRR is cash reserve ratio. A bank can have 100 rupees and keep 10 rupees in cash and give 90% in loans. When CRR drops to 5%, they need to keep 5% in cash and they can lend 95% at cheaper rates to public. So whenever CRR is low, banks start giving you more and more loans. Slightly higher risky loans also they'll give you. So whenever repo rate and CRR come down together, trust me, don't listen to anybody. Go out, buy anything in the market. And when the reverse is true, that is repo rate is high, CRR is high, then stay out of the market. Okay. So currently we are somewhere in between. CRR is high, but repo is still reasonably good. When government spending increases, the infra projects, metals and PSU sectors should be invested into. So that golden time for investing was over here. So government spending went remarkably high in 2020, 21, 22. 22, now they are coming down on spending. So now is not the very good time to invest in overall telling in metals or projects. Following this, what happened? When you start giving cheap money, what happens? Everybody gets money. Now, next question is, will the prices go up or go down? I will give you 10 seconds here to make a guess. Will the prices go up or go down when the government starts giving cheap money, like 4% interest, 5% interest, 6% interest? What will happen? Everybody has money. Everybody has very cheap access to money. Because of monetary policy, everybody got cheap money. Very good. I really appreciate people have got remarkable idea. So when you start infusing cheap money into market, prices start going up. High inflation. So you can see in 2020 March to October, we gave very cheap loans. Repo rates were very low. This is where I bought my car, 22 February, because I know subsequently going to rise the repo rate. So I got my car at a rate of 5.9% interest. I bought Nexon because I knew the government is giving huge boost to Tata Motors. And currently I'm paying for the whole of 18 lakhs, I'm paying 16,000 of EMI, 1 lakh down payment. Whereas people who are taking Nexon cars now, somewhere here, the repo rate somewhere here, it's not updated here, it's currently 6.5%. And they are paying for same car 23,000 EMI for same time frame. So the bottom line is, when repo rates start rising or is about to rise, make all your purchases, make all your investments, and then sit down and watch the movie. You will love the movie that follows. So whenever repo rate is very cheap, I'll show you what happened to inflation. You can see repo rate is very cheap here, 4%. And inflation rose up to 8% approximately. 8% chokes everybody. How many of you believe that high inflation is bad for the economy? And how many believe that high inflation is good for economy? So, I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. High inflation is good or bad for economy? Because of inflation, of course, one good thing is sellers get more money. They can sell things like the expensive prices. The same car will be so high. But very high inflation chokes the supply also. You have to buy the raw material also at very expensive price. You have to pay very expensive price to salaries. And you have to sell at very high prices, which you can't sell. People won't buy. People won't income. So high inflation shot up. So here in 21, economy still didn't grow up, but inflation went up. What happened? Stagnation in growth and high inflation, stagflation. It was a very bad situation for the country. So government said, okay, no more cheap money. Let's hike up the repo rate. And here you can see repo rate was gradually across 18 months went up from 4 to 6.5%. In America, it went from 0.5 to almost 5%, 10 times rise. Such a high repo rate chokes the banking sector. And no wonder Credit Suisse, no wonder your Silicon Valley banks, all are getting bankrupt. People may tell different stories. The bank was not managed well, high NPS, all these stories I can tell you. But essentially, the Krishna in US squeezed the banks because they had to control inflation. Inflation is choking for the economy. After this, what happened? So once inflation was very high, CRR was increased, repo rates started increasing. So increase in CRR and repo rate went up to very high, 6.5%. That controlled the inflation. And meanwhile, because we gave cheap loans, governments and companies took a lot of advantage of cheap loans and a huge tax discount, and they showed profits. And our economy was the first in the entire world which struck 8% GDP growth at a 5% economic inflation cost. And the result of all this thing is in 2022-23 March, we had a huge GDP revival and a controlled inflation. And now Sita Raman, the major decision, boss, you have had enough of tax discount. Let's remove this tax discount. So from now on, all corporates are going to pay 34.5% taxes. So once they pay higher taxes, what will happen to their profits? This is my projection and prediction for the upcoming June. So I would like everybody to take a close call on this point that 2022 October, the corporate tax cuts were removed. So the subsequent March quarter, you could all see there was a drop in the Sensex. Did anyone notice drop in March or April? Or did you notice a rise in the market? after the corporate tax cut was removed, you might be seeing your portfolio in March and April. Very good. Dr. Manish, absolutely right. There was a significant drop in the portfolio. And people blamed it to so many things, Ukraine war and so many things, so many things. Essentially, Sitaraman's one screw tightening effort brought the whole market down. So the bottom line here is Nifty essentially moves with Shaktikanta Das and Sitaraman. Please keep listening to them whenever they say we are going to do this. They will not say we are going to kill the market. What they will say is we are thinking of giving support to agriculture sector. That means you have to rush to buy the agriculture sector. Okay. So there's a trend in this, all of which I have mentioned in my book. How the government decides on what sectors to be given boost, during what periods, how they make their monetary policies about the repo rates and loan processes, and about their expenses. Currently, we have huge increased government spending on IRCTCs, defense sectors, and infrastructure projects. That's the time you should invest in these sectors. So whenever government says we are going to give huge boost to our government spending, go for government sectors or government information projects or IRCTCs, other kind of companies. Okay. So with this, we understand. I will show you how it went on, how it affected the GDP. So with two drastic moves here, very low repo rates and very low CRR and high government spending, GDP bounced back to 20%. And here many people made profits in 2021. Following which, GDP is coming back to 8%. 8% or the 7% GDP growth here is the remarkable story of India. And this is the corporate tax cut removed. So this tax cut removed was seen in the immediate quarter, but imagine the annual balance sheets that you will be seeing in the May and June. Will they be highly profitable or will they be strained and squeezed? Make a guess. The coming 2023 June session, all the companies will release their annual balance sheets, May and June. Very good, Dr. Harish Gopal. We are going to see decrease in profits or muted profits or possibly squeezed balance sheets. And guess what? You are going to get the second best opportunity of your life to invest in the equity market. I won't say the whole market will crash down, but you will find reasonably value deals around May end to June end. So you need not be very specific and very pinpointed. Go out and invest in April to June sector, because any bad news has to come before March. And after June, whatever government wants to give, the good news is will start coming up. So make all of your investments before June and sit down and sleep and watch the movie. So in a nutshell, I have told you how exactly the Nifty or economy or sectors are driven or motivated or demotivated. Now coming to, once you have decided, okay, boss Satish, this is a good time to invest in the Nifty. How do I know how much to invest? Shall I start SIP here? No. The point of interest is when you start an SIP, you get the benefit of 3 months, April, May, June, but the losses of 9 months, August, September, October, November, all of them market will be very, very, very expensive. So we don't, in my advices, I don't recommend people to go for flat SIPs. What I recommend them is, suppose you wanted to put 100 rupee SIP into your Nifty index fund. So put 50 rupees as SIP, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. The remaining 50 stays in a debt fund. And once the market is undervalued, like in April to June this year, all these leftover 40s on the debt fund will come into your as a lump sum deposits. So SIPs topped by several lump sums. This is what we call as value-based investing model or VIP model, variable value-based investment process. I will show you, give a small example. How do we do it? So now with this first session, we have decided how to invest, what drives Nifty, what motivates Nifty, what demotivates Nifty, what crushes Nifty. Now let's look at how to invest in a Nifty index fund. This is going to be slightly technical, but I will try my best to keep it very simple. Okay. Let's go into this small Excel sheet. So this is Nifty Bank Index Fund, and this is Nifty 50 Index Fund. I hope all of you can see the Excel sheet. If somebody can say yes.
Yes.
Then go on. Okay, fantastic. So here, I was recently speaking to Harish sir and Chapre Soren sir. What we do technically understand whether it's undervalued or overvalued. So watch here carefully. Okay, before we go on here, I would like to show you something very simple for you to understand. Is everybody able to watch this? And then let's compare this with so my simple question, which stock is more bouncy, more unpredictable, in simple terms, more risky? Which one is stable, consistent, and rising? Among Tata Motors and Pidilite, which has
Pidilite.
very little volatility?
Pidilite.
Very good. Fantastic. This is the answer I'm looking forward to. So now, see that we have almost given similar results from the COVID crash. From 65 to almost 500, 10 times more. Tata is given 10 times more because more risky, more returns. Pidilite has given. But if you look at overall trend for the past 10 years, 15 years, there is nothing that you can debate against Pidilite. People in 5 years may say, Satish, Tata Motors was 65 rupees here and went up to almost 500-600 rupees here. So 10 times growth. So that is very good. But if you keep doing this over and over for more than 10 years, you try to understand that very stable, less volatile companies, huge value in the long run, will help you a lot. So what we call such companies is high growth and very little risk. So what do you call that? High growth, acceleration, and very little risk. So let's try to understand which are those companies or which phases Nifty is in high growth, low volatility. So here, okay, this blue segment is Nifty price, Nifty index fund price. This is their weekly returns. You can say like, okay, like yellow ones, okay? The weekly returns. I've taken weekly price for Nifty. Just to tell you, this is all done automatically in Excel. You need not bang your head for all these things. It's very simple in Excel. Okay? So everything comes automatically here. Nothing has been copied and pasted and started calculating. So you can see here, I have taken the returns, average returns of 5 years weekly. So for past 5 years, every week you got some 2% returns, 4% returns, 10% returns, 20% returns, and we took an average return for this company. Okay. So this is like weekly you get approximately 22% returns. Okay. Weekly you get something like 3 to 7%. When you analyze that, you get something like 22%. Okay. Parallelly, you also have to calculate the risk. Risk is nothing but standard deviation of volatility of the same weekly returns. And we get an element called risk. There's a small formula here, standard deviation of the weekly returns into square root of the total number of periods to analyze it. So now you can see here, you have 22% returns and 28% risk. And this is not a Sharpe ratio, but something like a Sharpe ratio is 0.57. Watch carefully. This is opposite to what is taught to everybody in mutual funds. When Sharpe ratio is very high, you have to invest in that. Here, I'm going to slightly conflict that when Sharpe ratios are low, you can invest more. I will explain the whole story later, but for now, look at this graph. So, Nifty on average on 1st April or 1st January 2010 was having a risk of 28% and very low returns. So our logic is whenever the Nifty has crashed, returns will be low, risk will be high. And that's the right time to invest into Nifty. So here you can see the markets crashed in 2010 and 2009. So these are the windows, following which we went into a absolute expensive phases. So here, coming to this phase, watch out this. You had a high risk and low return condition. This is actually crash market, and this is the time to invest in Nifty. So you can see the Sharpe ratios are very, 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 very low here. People may say, no, it's very low Sharpe ratio, we should not invest into it. I'm talking about index funds only, not other funds. With the due respect to other people who tell that for other mutual funds, it's not about other mutual funds. For index funds, at least, you try to look at the low Sharpe ratio zones. Once you come to these low Sharpe ratio zones, you can be sure that the potential returns in the next 8 quarters are going to be huge, huge. So here, if you're invested, coming to these zones, which are high Sharpe ratios, they are not the very ones. If you remember, anybody who invested in Jan to March 2021, without seeing the portfolio, I can tell they might be sitting in losses now. Because that was a very bad time to invest into market. These green zones, which you see are very good Sharpe ratios. That means you're sitting on the highest returns possible for a given risk. So here, what we try to understand is when the Sharpe ratios are low, we invest into it because we find more value-based Nifty fund at that point of time. So this is called value-based investing. Whereas the momentum-based investing is when the momentum is very high, returns are very high, invest in them. The moment momentum drops out, go out. So both are exactly opposite. In a crashing market, you invest in value-based investing, and in a booming market, you invest in momentum-based funds. So there are funds called momentum-based funds, momentum-based index funds, Nifty Momentum 30. Those funds are well built for these zones where the momentum is very high and returns are very high. But value zones are when Sharpe ratio is very low. So now the point is how to find out a very good question, sir. How to find an ideal Sharpe ratio. For example, Satish, the Sharpe ratio is 0.3 here. Do you want me to enter or not? Very simple. 0.3 is the lowest. In the last 5 years, you can see minus 0.3 is the lowest and plus 0.6 is the highest. And you are sitting at plus 0.3. So what I would say is in your index fund, invest 30% of your SIP amount. Whereas if you come here, invest 200% of your SIP amount here. Here, very expensive, invest 0% of your SIP amount, and accordingly we can titrate it. This is a simplification for a common investor. No big logic is required. So if you want to invest here, if you invest 100 rupees every month, invest 30 rupees into Nifty 50 index fund. Okay, now let's look at this. If you had followed this for the past 15 years, what would your returns be like? So we ran a back testing model. So whenever I say do this, I test it for the past previous 10-15 years. And if I find statistically significantly higher returns, I recommend that. So we ran this model for, so people can see here that Nifty was very expensive or highly discounted in 2001s and 2002s during the dot-com bubble burst. You all remember that? So during this point of time, we invested not 1 lakh, but almost double the 1 lakh amount. So the lowest at 2003. Yeah. So all this period, we invested double the amount based on our valuation, value-based investment model, VIP model. And when the markets went into boom, you can see all this 1 lakhs sat in debt fund, pure debt fund. This 1 lakh is debt fund. Okay. Once the market crashed again in 2008 and 9, you can see we again invested almost double, as I said, sequentially double into the market. Whereas my friend here, who is doing some simple SIP, he's investing every month 1 lakh, 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 1 lakh for past 10 years. And now possibly you want to look at the returns and see whether my model works good or not. So my friend who invested during the same period, 2.3 crores, he got 7.5 crores. This is SIP model, regular SIP model in Nifty. And the VIP model gives you for the same similar amount, almost double the amount. You can say 120% extra. So this is the difference of VIP and SIP. First, begin with SIP in some funds which you understand. The next level of understanding is how to time it or do the value-based investing in the given fund. You take out any fund today. I'm not saying go for this fund, that fund. Any fund today. Suppose you are investing mid-cap fund, large-cap fund, blue-chip fund, this fund, that fund, whatever fund you are going into. Try to find the valuation index for that by using this small model I have shown you. You can go home and let us say, you want to now, people want to check, who wants to check bank or auto or pharma? Which one should I show first? I can show you the current valuation of enough sectors. Okay, fine. Let's try Nifty IT. So let's replace Nifty IT here. And it's very simple. This is all automated. You just have to design the Excel sheet once and from there, go on. So now let us look at the current market situation. So here, it was also a good time to invest in IT. But very soon in 2021, IT went into very high expensive zone. And anybody who invested in IT after Jan 2021, without seeing the portfolio, I can tell they might begin losses now. Because this is a very high Sharpe ratio. And people, and this was the worst zone of volume you can think. Right now, you are somewhere around, again, you can say the highest was 1.2 and the lowest was 0.3. And you are sitting somewhere exactly half the way. So I would say you can go for some 40% into IT investment right now. Similarly, we can have it for all the funds, mid-cap fund, small-cap fund. Anybody who wants to understand this part of I will show it later, how mid caps and small caps work. But currently I will try to show how FMCG works. We'll take it here and we'll try to place it here. This is FMCG. So less data available. So here you can see the best zone FMCG was also during this crash was right here. Okay, March number. So minus 0.01, or you can say almost like zero only. To the highest Sharpe ratio for FMCG has been 0.5 only. So why it has a very low Sharpe ratio? Because it's very less volatile. So where can we get these ratios? So very soon I'm going to make this Excel sheet available on the website. So you just put that number and get that information. Yes, I will definitely try to show. If time permits, we are only 5 minutes away from the time frame, but I'll definitely try to show you how exactly this Excel sheet can be made. Okay. Dr. Hari Krishna has requested to show the Excel sheet. But whatever said I've done. So first we decide that, okay, I will show you something more interesting here. So what is the comparison of Pidilite and Tata Motors? We are looking forward to a low volatile and high accelerating companies. So here you can see I have compared Tata Motors and Pidilite here. The Sharpe ratios for Pidilite are always in a higher zone because it's very less risky and highly rewarding. But Tata Motors are very highly risky and not that much rewarding for the given risk. Okay. So for a common investor, for a beginner, the Pidilite type companies is good. For 85% of people who can't go to level 2, they can start investing in Pidilite because anywhere you invest, it's a reasonably good time. Because there's no big drop in Pidilite. I hope you saw, all of you saw that. Whenever or wherever you began this journey, it was like a remarkable journey. Whenever you started investing, you hardly had a 20% drop. In COVID also you had 20% drop only, very little drop. But the total CAGR is 24% or 20% in Pidilite. Hardly 10-20% risky and 25% profitable, which is like a remarkable thing for a stock investor. Very less risky and very highly profitable. So for a beginner, higher Sharpe ratios compared to other friends are better stocks. But for that stock, the best time frame is the lowest Sharpe from its own Sharpe ratio histories. So here you can see Pidilites are usually higher Sharpe ratios because they have lesser risk and higher rewards. But Tata Motors are like very low zone Sharpe ratios, 1 to 3 maximum. Pidilite is from 5 to 9, 50% to 90%. So choose these kind of stocks which have got slightly higher Sharpe ratios, and in that also, based on its own historical Sharpe ratio, make a portfolio of 10%. Suppose you want to make a portfolio today of Pidilite, Tata Motors, and Nifty, other thing. Tata Motors, you give something like 30%, 10% for Pidilite, and you also have an index fund in the basket. So here you go with some 30%. And here you go with something like 20% or whatever. So this is the homework we do every quarter. We take a portfolio, we find the stocks with the highest Sharpe ratios, and then we put them on top of the list. And in the higher Sharpe ratios, we try to identify the proportion you have to create. And this is how we create a portfolio. For a common investor, no big thing is required. Just take any index fund, find its kind of Sharpe, not exact Sharpe ratio, but kind of Sharpe ratio, the risk reward ratio, whichever is favorable, go for the highest investment or variable investment on top of your SIP. Don't go with blind SIP, which gives you very little returns. So with this, the 5 steps of investing in smart ways of investing in Nifties. First, calculate daily returns, calculate average returns, calculate the risk, find the risk reward ratio, and then find that trend that FMCG has been from 0.5 to 1 and all that trend, and then do a trend analysis. With this 5 steps, you can really crack 10x returns in 10 years by investing in Nifty index funds only. Forget about stocks and every other thing. Take any simple index fund. I will show you how to crack 10 times returns in 10 years. So that's all from my side. Smart ways to invest in Nifty. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. I am open to questions now. And before that, I would like to request my very dear colleagues to help me launch my very small book in the meeting today. Okay, before I go to that, I will show you the Excel returns. How do you calculate returns? It's very simple. You take weekly returns. That is, this week minus the previous week by the last week. This is weekly returns. From there, you calculate something called the risk of the returns. So this is for the past 5 years, based on the past 5 years returns. What's the amount of risk you're going to see? And from that risk, you get the risk reward ratio. It's not exactly the risk reward ratio, slightly different from that. The CAPM model. Here we use something called CAPM model. I will put it up across on the PPT. CAPM. So CAPM model risk reward ratio should be calculated. And that CAPM ratio will give you an idea when to invest more, when to invest less. And this is perfectly back tested. You can start following it. If you don't make more money than your SIP friends, I will give you 1 lakh rupees outright. This is tested hundreds of times across hundreds of years. So we have done our homework on S&P 500, the history for which exists from 1901 to 2010. So across 120 years, this formula holds really true. That's why.
Please repeat the same. Repeat once again the statement.
Okay. So my learning came from S&P 500, which was there for the past 120 years. And we back tested the CAPM model ratio on S&P 500 for the past 120 years. At every point of time during World War II, World War I, 91 crash, 81 crash, 2001 crash, anywhere you take this across 10 years, use this CAPM ratio model, you will score remarkably higher returns than your friends. If your SIP friends get 100 rupees, 100 rupees returns, you will get 100 rupees come, 200 rupees returns, 120% more returns you get by this CAPM ratio model. CAPM founder was given Nobel Prize for this simple formula. And this is what got me also a gold medal, not Nobel Prize, but a gold medal prize in my university for devising a portfolio model. So yeah, with that I conclude. So I will share my Excel sheet. I will in other session show you how to do it meticulously on Excel. It's only a 5-minute process, which has to be done for all other stocks. For example, here I have taken Pidilite. Let us say you took an example of, tell me one company which you want to know. Pawan sir, any company which you want to know?
Asian Paints.
Very good. Okay. Okay. I'm missing out the exact code of Asian Paints. So Give me 1 minute. Does anyone know the exact code of Asian Paints?
Yeah, Reliance you can type.
Okay, Reliance. We'll try to type Reliance. Reliance is called Reliance Industries. Wait just 1 minute. Normally, this new Excel sheet, the Office 365, works remarkably good. Okay, one second. So here you get Reliance Industries. Okay, fine. So here's Reliance Industries for you. Okay, Asian Paints also code we have got NSC code. I will check that. So Reliance is a good buy now. This is a good buy. I won't say a great buy, but this is a good buy. Assuming it's very expensive now, but slightly coming down better. So let's try with Asian Paints. So there's a
So
small.
which are the best buys you found, Satish?
Sorry, sir.
Which are the best 5 buys you found? Like, this is the best time.
Oh, fantastic. That's a very good question. I'm very happy to announce at public forum.
Maybe after the, your book, unveiling your book, we'll do that.
Yeah, sure. So people are talking a lot about what are the best 5 stocks to pick it up at this point of time, this and that. I will tell you a simple logic to understand how it goes on. From my perspective, LIC is the best buy for everybody in the discussion today. Take my word, you sell your home, put all your money in LIC and sleep tight for 10 years at least. LIC will take some time to recover, but by not this Diwali, the next Diwali, you should be seeing more returns than anybody else from LIC. And other 2 companies I'm constantly looking reasonably at currently is I don't want to go into micro cap shares or small cap shares. I'll keep it very, very simple. I have been concentrating about this stock. I will try to show how it's a very good stock to buy. People might not be interested in this stock at this point of view. You can see it's rising, crashing. But just have a look at this stock. Name the best bank that you know in India. Please type your answer in the chat box. The best bank in share prices. Very good. Oh, fantastic. Okay, fine. So let's take HDFC Bank. Yeah, it's correct answer. Correct, Maruti. Correct, Ayush. So it's HDFC Bank. Let's compare with HDFC Bank. Can you look at the striking, remarkable similarity in returns? Every divergence like this is an opportunity. Every divergence like this is an opportunity. A divergence like this is an opportunity because soon it's going to catch up with HDFC Bank. So I'll try to explain you how it works exactly. What HDFC Bank is doing for large cap companies, CUB is doing for small cap companies. This is the number 1 mid cap banks from 11 to 20, from 1 to 10, HDFC is number 1. From 10 to 20, CUB is number 1. So large cap companies recovered well after the COVID crash. That's why HDFC Bank recovered well. But the mid cap and small cap companies have failed to recover even now. That's why CUB is still struggling. Somebody asked me comparison of CUB and Axis Bank. So Axis Bank has been a slightly higher volatile company. So let's come to our Excel sheet and let's try to compare Axis Bank. Let's try to first find out what's the code for Axis Bank. Okay. So this stock prices are being popular itself because this is the new Office 365 layout. It's a slightly expensive software, but very, 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 very useful for people like me who keep doing this. One second, let me come back to the chart. Somebody mentioned that this is CUB, not. No, this is City Union Bank. That's Citibank you mentioned, possibly, right? No, this is City Union Bank. Maruti Prasad. Okay, yeah, this I'm talking about City Union Bank, not Citibank. You are correct, Maruti. So now, if you look at Axis Bank, the Sharpe ratios varies between 0.3 to 0.2, 0.1. So highly risky compared to rewards it's giving. The best Sharpe ratio is 0.7. But I will show you. Oh, he meant Axis Bank. Axis took over Citi. Okay, possibly Axis is going to take over Citi very soon because Axis is venturing into microfinance and small cap finance, for which Citibank is a big giant. Rather than establishing Axis Bank separately into microfinance, they're planning to take over Citi. I'm not aware of this update. Have they taken over currently or not? But yeah, they are looking forward to taking over either IndusInd Bank, Bandhan Bank, or City Union Bank. So Axis Bank, you can see, is like this. And compared to HDFC Bank, the Sharpe ratios, I will show you how HDFC Bank fares. You can see HDFC Bank has been reasonably a higher Sharpe ratio kind of stock. Best has been 1.1, the lowest has been 0.5. So this is a more stable company compared to Axis Bank. It has been giving better returns compared to the risk taken over it. Okay. So here we have others I would like to tell once my book launch is over. Yeah. Anything else specifically you want to ask in this model, this CAPM ratio model? Anybody? Just tell you, this is the model which got me gold medal in my university. So this is a 100% valid model, proven model, back-tested model, and it really works. You can take
financial fitness program. Manam PATS-IAP. You leva dalla?
I think Yashwant sir is inviting somebody. So now I hand over the mic to my very favorite, my highly respectable Pawan sir, who has been my mentor, my source of inspiration. And really, I look forward to you, sir. Every time being a part of your team or being a part of the session you have hosted, it's always an honor and pleasure, sir. Thank you so very much for such a patient listening and a wonderful audience. Over to you, Pawan sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Satish. Thank you so much. I think really it's a very interesting and innovating. Everybody were hooked. I think the audience have joined. They're from the beginning. They are very much hooked, and it's indeed a great privilege for me to introduce you. I think Hari sir, are you there?
Sir, I am there, sir.
Yeah,
So it was
we are
an
very
excellent
proud.
topic. I would like
Yeah.
to tell my words, sir. It was an excellent topic, which we don't know. We just used to invest based on valuation. Though I had an interaction just to invest whenever the P ratio was down. But today learning was this ratio and everything. But please, sir, I request you to put a small video how to do this Excel, so that it will be, instead of giving you ready-made Excel, please do a small video how to do the Excel, so that viewers can do themselves how to plan this Excel and use it for them. It was an excellent talk, sir.
So, Sir Hari sir, now let's shall we unveil the
Yes, sir.
book,
Before
sir?
that, few words about the book from Dr. Satish, the author himself.
Yeah, I think what I feel, this is the first book. I think we are very proud to introduce you, Dr. Satish Vadpalli. This is the first textbook in the entire state for the monetary management, which we are going to unveil now. It's a great privilege for me to unveil my friend's book. He's the first author of for MBA textbooks from Andhra Pradesh. I think this is a very proud moment for all of us. And it covers the science of managing the national wealth, the macroeconomics and all. So So Harish sir, I request you to from that side you can unveil. I'm unveiling this from my end.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Show it to our audience. Satish, any music? Launch music you have?
Actually, but yeah,
Very nice,
thank you
beautiful,
so much,
handy
sir.
book. Very nice, handy, beautiful book, which is so colorful. I think it's very appealing. So it is written as like according to the new syllabus of Andhra University Visakhapatnam, monetary management, the art and science of managing the national wealth. So this is the book. Thank you for the great privilege bestowed, and we are very sure that this book will become of great abundance, wealth for the students, the financial students, or also for the common, doctors like us. Very interesting topics I can see. The basics, from the basics to that, you have covered most of the topics. I can see the contents and all.
So the session you had today about that graphs here, sir, they're all mentioned in this book, sir. How exactly this economics work in driving our Nifty. And anybody investing in Nifty, you'll find it very, very, very interesting book, sir.
Okay. And I think it's priced also very reasonable. You can tell Satish from where they can buy this book?
Yeah, so I am posting my link here, sir. So it's available on Amazon, sir. Yeah. So if you chat box is open right now. Give me just 1 second, sir. I'll post this on the link. I'm posting on the Amazon, sir.
Yeah.
And from there we can all access this book, sir.
Nice. We are very proud of you that, being such a busy pediatrician, I know how much busy you are, how much you are revolutionized Apollo hospitals at Vizag, how you have created wonders and, history there. I'm very proud of you doing so many things. You are really an octa-core processor. We are very proud of you, Satish.
Thank you so much, sir.
Harish, sir, would you like to say any words about the book?
Nothing, sir. It is a very good book, sir. So actually, it is a part of the syllabus. So it should be really useful for everybody. So I request everybody to buy a copy. So invest in knowledge and how to go about it. So, any questions from any audience? Any questions to anybody? Any questions are there? Sir, only one question, sir, from my side.
Yes,
So
sir.
is this VIP model useful for high volatile market or stocks rather than low volatile market, or any stocks we can use this?
So basically, this VIP model captures the drops better and helps you get more returns, just like COVID crash. So essentially, this model works better for slightly more of a volatile stock compared to a less of volatile stock. You can show a difference of VIP from SIP. I will just share my last part of the screen, sir, to show how this VIP model works and how this SIP model works. So, Pawan sir, if you have permission, can I share my screen once again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, why I'm asking this, no, sir. Since Bank Nifty is more volatile than Nifty, so is it good to use this for Bank Nifty better than Nifty?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this model will work better for Nifty Bank Index Mutual Fund compared to Nifty Fund, sir. So you can see it here, sir. So one who is investing SIP model here, from 774, from 100 rupees, he can make 7 times money or 8 times money approximately. But if you use this VIP model, you are going to make somewhere around close to 18 times in a span of 15 years, sir. So approximately 10 times wealth in 10 years. So normally in investing world, we say multi-bagger means anything about 10 years. So this model helps you invest in basic index fund and score a 10x returns in 10 years. And that makes a multi-bagger stock for you. this is a small snapshot of how Nifty value VIP model works. That is like SIP funds do 100, 100, 100, 100, but VIP does undervalued more, overvalued less. So yes, sir, that's it. Over to you, sir, again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the clarification. Anybody has any questions regarding this? So all are asking this CAPM ratio, how to calculate.
So as I said, sir, once again, sir. So this CAPM ratio actually captures the rewards minus the risk-free returns. So risk-free returns are your 10-year government bond yields or your FD rates by the risk involved. I'll repeat again. Rewards minus the risk-free assets by the risk. So here we calculate risk. We got the returns. What I have not mentioned here is the 10-year government bond yields or risk-free asset. I took a number here 0.06 for simplification, but essentially you have to take the 10-year government bond yield index here. And that's how you get CAPM ratio. CAPM was actually developed by Sharp and Linter, sir. So I hope that's clear. I will anyway give a detailed session about how to make the Excel sheet and the video as well, sir.
Yes, sir. And in your website, is it ready-made our model is there where we can put it?
Yes, sir. So we are soon coming up, possibly in 2 weeks' time. So when you put the stock, it shows the whole trend and the current valuation index for that stock.
So that will be useful, sir. Please put your website link also, sir, along with the book link also in the financial group, so that people who are interested can view about that website as well as the book buying. So thank you, Satish sir, for accepting this and coming to talk about this VIP new model to many of us. And it was a wonderful talk. And soon we hope that we'll talk in many more sessions to come. Pawan sir?
One small correction.
Yes, sir.
I will once again make a disclaimer. There are some advices about better Sharpe ratio, better funds. I have nothing against it. What I'm trying to say is the best way to invest in a fund journey. This can be a large cap fund, mid cap fund, whatever fund it is. The best way to go through is the trend of the Sharpe ratios and find the lowest Sharpe. Make sure this is index fund because the more it falls, the higher it is, better. But for stocks, it may not be exactly true because the more it falls, it will go bankrupt also. But index funds don't go bankrupt. I hope you understand that point. The difference with stocks index funds is the more the index fund falls, the better the opportunity for you. Whereas, more a stock falls, 10% may go bankrupt. So when you use this model for stocks, be slightly careful about 100% survival of the company. Index funds will 100% survive, everybody knows. That's why this model works absolutely blindly for index funds for any country, any fund, anywhere in the world.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Hope that crash will come in June. Anyway, thank you, sir. Pawan sir, closing remarks.
Sir, excellent, sir. I think this has really opened our, a place to study for us, for the TMP graduates as well. So thank you so much, Satish, for that. You have come out of and you have shared the secrets of, how to make it with proofs and all. So thank you so much for joining us. And I wish you all the best and congratulations for the wonderful book you have written despite being so busy pediatricians. So you are an inspiration for all of us to do more good work in the field of for the pediatricians. So with that,
Sir,
I think
last question. Somebody is asking thematic funds also. Can we do this?
Correct, sir.
Pardon, sir?
So index funds in themes also is okay. In broad index also is okay. Small cap, large cap, mid cap, thematic funds, index is also okay. But make sure it's index because we understand index funds never go bankrupt. Other specific funds like Axis Large Cap Fund can go bankrupt if you choose all the yes banks in the chart. But index funds never go bankrupt.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Pawan sir,
I
thank
would
you.
request everyone on the audience to please make use, buy this book, support our personal adventure, and happy learning, happy investing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a really a wonderful initiative what you have done. And we are very eager and to venture more in this area of knowledge. So thank you so much. And as a lot of demand for you to share regarding this CAPM model and how to make this Excel. So that is really innovative, and it is at a glance it is giving us. So I think we need a separate tutorial for that. I request you to please make a video and share the link how to do that. That will be the benefit for the larger audience who are really eager to learn. I'm very happy to say that, the passion to learn is very high among the pediatricians that I can see from the forum and all. So thank you so much, Satish and Dr. Harish, Dr. Yashwant sir, and Dr. Ajay sir for this conceiving this wonderful program. And we are taking forward, and the attendance is very, very nice. So thank you so much. And I think we can conclude the session now. And any doubts, any more queries, Dr. Satish will be there in the group, the financial fitness group. You can join. And the people who have not yet joined the financial fitness group, you can just message me or Dr. Harish, or you can just put it in the, I think we will share the link for 5 minutes in the Zoom group itself, so that anybody who wants to really join the financial fitness group, you can join. So with that,
and also please leave your comments in the group, sir.
Yeah, that will be very nice. Please, because the speaker and the organizers have taken a lot of time in organizing this session. At least a small appreciation from you, I think, I think. So that is what we require. So please post in the group how you felt, what you have gone through, and any queries and all. So appreciation is the best way of showing our gratitude to our speakers. So I request all of you to make use of that. You will grow more and think rich and be rich. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I'll share the link in the WhatsApp, this Zoom.
Slowly, keep answering few questions. Somebody has mentioned, Dr. Maruti has mentioned how to scrap the data. Maruti, in the new Excel, in the new Office 365 live edition, it's slightly over expensive, some 10,000 something price. But if you buy that annual subscription, you can get data from any of the stock that's listed on NSE. You just have to find the code, put the code, it gives you the entire data of the stock price. And then you can start calculating. Thank you so much. Superb session. Other things that people have mentioned here is thematic funds, CAPM ratio, use of Excel. Fantastic. I would definitely, with permission from PATS, I'll take one more session on people who are specifically interested in learning how to do it on Excel by themselves. And I will look forward to your inputs. You can please post in the group of financial fitness about if you found some stocks or some index funds which are doing currently very, very good and their Sharpe ratios are very, very low, then please do let me also know. I will also invest in that. I tried to automate most of the process. We have tried to identify 52 index funds which are available in the market right now, 52 indexes, and we are soon going to come up with them in our website. I have shared the website in the link. I'll again share it. If you go onto the home page, you will find there's a section called contributions. We have mentioned there how do we keep doing the valuation index. You can go to the website, slightly browse through it. You will find that. And please post your queries in the WhatsApp group. I'll be happy to answer them there as well. And once again, requesting you, this is my first adventure. I'll be very happy if you can support. It's a small priced, remarkable book for anybody who wants to understand how the economy works and how Nifty works, what drives Nifty. And that holds true for all sectors, all prime sectors you're investing into. It will be a helpful book for investors, students, learners, and everybody around finance department. I'll take a few more questions before I leave this. Thank you so much, Dr. Pujari, for your compliment. I will take one small session on two models that you want to understand. For creating a portfolio of stocks, we use Markowitz's modern portfolio theory and CAPM model. One more is there, Sharpe single index model. all these things can be used. They are slightly outdated. For beginner, it's a simple, no logic. Here you take only stock prices and forget about all other variables. It's a simple way to do any portfolio rebalancing and portfolio creation. I'll be very happy to share on popular demand and request. I'll be happy to share how to create those small models automatically on at your desktop using a simplified Excel tool. Thank you so very much. I will definitely share this Excel sheet. But before I share the Excel sheet, this Excel sheet, as you can all, I would like to mention here, one point here. Your regular Excel sheets, which are non-licensed versions and are different from the latest 2023 Office 365. If you open the Excel sheet in your Office 365, you won't find any data getting populated because this is a feature embedded in the online cloud Excel version, which is Excel 365, Office 365. So I would like to share a small thing here. Yeah, so this is I'll be very happy to add some more sessions, sir. People have been requesting for further sessions. We as PATS will try to delegate one more session for this. So I will upload the extension in the group, but possibly not very useful because it's more popular data. But if you have the latest Office version, please do utilize this Excel sheet. And we are soon coming up with fully automated version. You put that in the stock name and it'll give you the details on the Excel sheet. Yeah, so I think that covers up all the queries. And, yeah, so with this, we call it a day. Thank you all so very much for your. Thank you so much, Dr. Manish. I'm really glad you ordered the book right away. It gives me a lot of motivation and encouragement.
So I have posted the link of joining the financial fitness group also. Anyone who is not part of the financial fitness group can join the WhatsApp chat group. So it is already more than 1,000 participants are there in that, who are very actively involved in learning the financial fitness. So congratulations once again. Yes, Satish, go ahead.
Very happy. My book getting inaugurated in your hands and Rahisha's hands. Unfortunately, we are not able to have Dr. Kolundu, my very good friend and senior, and Dr. Ajay, my role model. They are not there with us, but I have sent a copy to them as well, sir. Thank you so very much for.
Wherever they are, they're blessing, I'm sure, with your good heart and things, I think you will be blessed from wherever they are. And so it's a wish you a great, grand success in the future. You will skyrocket in the field of pediatrics and also the financial thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I have posted this link. Everybody, can you go to that link, online right now, and let me know if you have any queries or what you learned in concept. The graph I showed today are all taken from that. They are all mentioned that group. Especially the pages from 195 to 205. That summarizes the entire content in 5 pages. How Sitaraman is the Krishna of our economy. Yeah. So with the answer, let's go on with the day. The link here mentions my website as well. Dr. Pallavi asked. So we have the link is mentioned here. We are updating more and more every day. Any compliments, any remarks in the group, I am there. In financial fitness group, you can call me directly or write a message. So, answer, I will end session here.
Yeah. We can end the session. I think it's very, very nicely modulated, and I think it's 1.5 hour session. Thank you so much, Satish, for your patient conducting the session so brilliantly. So your positive vibes and your passion is highly contagious. I can see that. So yeah, I think more queries to be answered in the financial fitness group. So we'll be waiting there for your answers there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We'll end the session. We'll conclude the session.
So how can we save this chat, sir?
Chat, I think, wait a minute. You are on the laptop?
Yes, sir.
So I will make you host. I think you can do from the laptop. You can make it. I think you can save. You can put as a save chat option. So just check once. I'm making you host.
Okay.
So I made you host. Just see your any controls which are saying that you can.
Yes, I can see one chat. Chat saved in the folder. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. You can save and download it. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Right. Thank you.
Have a lovely day, everybody. Have a lovely day. Thank you,
Happy
boss.
Sunday to all of you. Yeah, we'll discuss more in the financial fitness group about Smart Nifty. Yeah. Thank you. We'll conclude the session now.